Hello and welcome to today's video. This time I'm going to be taking our first look through my vintage Pan Giant collection. These are the big thick books which were published under the X prefix, giving them all a clean and get them looking as good as possible. So sit back, relax, and let's get to it. Okay, so we're starting off with the Pan Giants, and this is X number 1. So the difference in the different series within Pan was simply down to the price. So these X's, when they came out, were 3 shillings and sixpence. So what's that? It's 21p, is that? Or 18p? I think it's 18p in our money today. And it was literally done by the size. So the thicker the book, the more expensive it was. So you had the numbered own series, you had the G or GPs, then you had the X series, and later on you had the M's, the T's, and a few other different prefixes. So this is the X's. So although we've not got a lot of books to actually look at today, I still filled an entire sort of comic box up with them. So we'll give them a flick through. Now this one here, I have had a couple of copies through my hands over the years, X number 1, and we'll be checking for any internal marks, giving them a brush off because these have never been done, and then we'll give all the covers a polish as well. But that one is not too bad. This one I think is particularly scarce. This is a gardening book, Gardening Made Easy, extensively illustrated. This is X number 2. So I think we've got a pretty much complete run. I don't know if I'm missing any of these early ones. I don't think so, but we'll double check. Yeah, that one's not too bad. I have seen a couple of other copies of this particular one, and I guess because it's a gardening book, it does seem to turn up in quite a state. Looks like these are all going to need a very, very thorough brushing, but internally and externally, well, we'll have to see. This is number 3. Sorel and Son. Cover's just a little bit starting to come off, but I think he's going to be okay. A million copies sold. Okay, yeah, a bit of wear on the, bit of dirt on the spine, which hopefully we'll be able to get that one off. Pleasure Beach, a famous novel of a holiday town, Frank Tilsey. But I always think that these big thick books are tough to find nowadays in nice condition, much harder than say some of the thinner fiction books. And if you're buying them in the post, so say you needed a couple of odd thick ones early on numbers, they would, because of their thickness, they'd be too small to be sent as a large letter. They'd have to go as a parcel, which is like, £3.35 or something like that. So doesn't really make it that cheap to pick these up online. It's far better to ideally pick them up in a bookshop or at a show or something like that. Now this one's obviously on the surface actually a really nice copy of that one, but it's evidently had some cover protection on because of the telltale sellotape signs on the front and back covers. Not to worry though. Yeah, first published 1948. This was the reprint, which was reset from 1956. So this would have been the first time it had X5 as its number. This is a huge one, isn't it? And so Victoria, look at this. X number 6. A robust novel of England in the days of Queen Victoria's wicked uncles. Wow. God, that's got some staining on the side. Or is it staining or just some fading? Yeah, how many pages that only has? See, although it's a huge book, it's still only about 500 and just under 550 pages. So it's not massive, but even so. Oh, it's got a little inscription. Dear, can't make the name, Clementia, wishing you a very happy birthday. I hope you haven't read this. With love, Annette. There you go. A message from the past. The Way of the Transgressor. Famous news reporter's adventures. Negley Farson. Nice jacket. This looks quite a nice copy. Once again, I think these are going to really benefit when we get to the polishing stage. It's quite a nice copy of this one. Yeah, that's all right. Slide them over there. No arms, no armor. Robert Henriquez. Yeah, that one's all right. Not having to do a lot of work on these at the moment, are we? Which is good news. This is another one which does turn up, but you know, I reckon it's probably quite tough to find in nice nick. Popsky's Private Army X10. This has got a Rex cover. Rex did quite a few for Pan. Little photo insert and Encyclopedia Britannica insert. 1957, this one's dated. Yeah, not even too dusty, that one. I Leap Over the Wall, Monica Baldwin. This one's a little borderline. I think I've had about 3 copies of this, and they always turn up hammered or a reprint, because I think this was filmed, you know. It might have been like an Elizabeth Taylor film or something like that. And look, this edition published 1957. This is the second print. So this isn't even a first printing. So I better put this on my wants list. And also I was going to put it on my upgraded list because this is by far the worst condition one that we've seen. I'll still keep it until I can get a better first edition of that one. But I remember quite a tough one to find. Well, look at this. A History of Courting. Wow. Steady on. Cy Webb. Nice copy. I guess no one ever read it. I'm just guessing. This is another one, Captain Jan. Look at that spine. That is an absolute beauty, isn't it? That's probably been unread, that one. That's very, very nice. Nice high grade one. Not mint, but nice, you know. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. Another Rex cover on that one. Lord Johnny, Leslie White. A lusty novel of an 18th century rogue. Wow. Now that one has got a bit of wear at the bottom. I was going to say, yeah, it looks like a Pef jacket, and it is. Look at that. Just see a very, very faint signature for Pef in red there. But yeah, it looks like this it's already been repaired by the look of it, this one. It wasn't by me. Valley of the Vines, Joy Packer, another Pef jacket. A Superb Romance of South Africa. It's probably Kitty on the front there. That was Pef's wife. He used her as a model in loads of his cover paintings. And their daughter's still around. She's actually been in contact. Said hello on the channel. Said lovely to see her dad's jackets. Old Forelegs, the story of the coelacanth. That's how you pronounce it. J.L.B. Smith. One of the great books of scientific adventure, stranger than fiction. Well, there you go. You heard it here. I guess it must be this thing. Wow. Adventure with a difference, it says. I shall take their word for it. Look at it. How weird. Slide that pile over. Let's get the next bit here. Sheba's Buried City, Wendell Phillips. A travel book that reads like a thriller. I do like non-fiction books that read like thrillers. In fact, I'm reading one right at the moment, which is fantastic. It's by Martin Gilbert. Martin Gilbert was Churchill's biographer. And it's the story of how he became Churchill's biographer, taking over from Churchill's son Randolph in the late 1960s. Very, very interesting. The British, Drew Middleton. Glenn Stewart did the jacket on this one. Lovely. Thought this is a big thick one. The Young Lions, Irwin Shaw. Another nice Rex cover. I seem to remember this is another toughie to find in nice condition. Once again, about 530 pages. I would imagine this one is tough to find. You might need to search for a while to get a decent copy of that particular one. But he's alright. I think most of these are going to really benefit from a good brush and polish and a mow. Catherine Carter, A Romance of the Theatre. Pamela Hansford Johnson. A Cy-Web cover. I've just realised that some of these are actually slightly out of order. Which doesn't help, does it? So yeah, a few of these we'll have to rejig at the end. Jet. And I thought I had a nice copy of this one, but evidently I haven't. But I think my friend Dorset Bob has got a nice copy of this, so I might need to do a swap round. I mean, this one isn't bad by any means, but it has got quite a bit of spine wear. You see, it's got a real big crease, and then the wear along the front covers there. So that might be one that I end up swapping out. So this is X number 7, so this is actually out of place from what we've got. This is actually quite an expensive pan giant. It's goes for about 40 to 50 pounds, this particular one. A King's Story, Memoirs of Duke of Windsor. Quite scarce, sought after, and this is a real tip-top copy of this one as well. So if you see this one out and about on your travels, it's worth grabbing. X7. So I'll give that a nice clean in a minute and get that one looking shipshape. Pull my pile over here. But yeah, gone slightly out of order, I'm afraid. Normal service will be resumed in a minute. A Dragon Apparent, Norman Lewis. This is a tailor jacket. Adventures in a Fabulous Land, Strange Peoples and Curious Practices. Horned Pigeon, How I Escaped from Germany, George Miller. Another nice Rex jacket. And a few tears in the front there. Apart from that, it's not a bad copy, but I'll try and make a mental note of that. It's got a few torn pages in the front of that one. Number 17, X17, Raintree County. The story of the MGM film starring Montgomery Clift and Elizabeth Taylor. There we are. Well, there she is on the back. Pretty young there, isn't she? It's interesting, so many of mine have got the little Encyclopedia Britannica advert flyer in. They would have paid to have put that flyer inside the book at the time, and I guess, but they may not have been the complete run. It may have just been they paid for, say, 50,000 of a run of 100,000, that sort of thing. But it's interesting that a few of these have actually got that included. Vagrant Viking. Look at the state of him. Dear, oh dear, what a beard. Yeah, he's borderline, but it's not bad enough that I think I have to get shot of it and upgrade it. Now this is interesting. So this is X19, and this is laminated. So learning to cook, and I guess because they thought it would be used in the kitchen, it's got a laminated cover on it, which is quite cool. I'm hoping you can sort of see that that's got a lamination on it, so that'd be really easy to clean up, that one. It's got a PEF jacket as well. Brilliant. Yeah, nice, that. Don't come across those very often, God protect me from my friends, Gavin Maxwell. The startling exploits of the bandit Giuliano. Okay. A Taylor cover. It's nice little detail there in the corner. Shadow of the Moon. MMK. Another gorgeous Taylor jacket. The work that went into that. Look at the detail, the figures going over the wall there. This is truly from the classic period of pan paperback jackets, isn't it? I mean, really is. This sort of period, sort of 55 to 65. Oh, what an era. You can see why they have their fans, can't you? This is another quite sought after book because it's a John Wayne film, and that's him on the front jacket there. Oh, Promised Land. Epic story of the Great Southwest, soon to be filmed by 20th Century Fox. But yeah, it was ended up a John Wayne movie, and he's very collectible. Evidently the book is a good one. Looks like it's a paperback original in the UK because there's no previous hardback details, just as first published by Pan Books in 1958. So who knows the original origins of that? It may have been in a pulp or something like that over in the States. Home Before Dark, Eileen Bassing. Now filmed by Warner Bros. And Gene Simmons and Dan. Quite a few movie tie-ins here. This one's got quite a dullish cover. This will very much benefit from having a good polish in a minute. Yeah, it's a little bit worn, that one, but he's borderline, but it'll be okay. Here's the pan tie-in to Ben-Hur. I've had this one a long time and he's not in the greatest of shape. Yeah, I think it's a pretty common one, to be honest. So I must put this on my upgrade list. Yeah, whatever your opinions of Charlton Heston, as an actor, in Ben-Hur in particular, he was excellent. I don't think it would be hard to argue against that. One of his greatest movies, I would say. That and the first Planet of the Apes. Very, very good indeed. But yeah, Ben-Hur, what a film that was. What a film. And they show the classic chariot race, don't they, on the front? That was one of the most memorable bits about that film. So there we are, we've sorted the bottom of the spine out there. Brilliant, but yeah, I shall still put that on my upgrade list because it's not great. Psychology of Sex. Havelock Ellis, X33 now. A little bit thinner, these books now. So you're getting slightly less for your money. 1959. Now this one's not great, so I put this on my upgrade list. X34, The Last Hurrah. Edwin O'Connor. Now filmed by John Ford for Columbia Pictures, starring Spencer Tracy, Jeffrey Hunter and Diane Foster. Well, and that's also got a PEF jacket. Yeah, it'd be nice to get a better copy of that one, wouldn't it? Yeah, it's got a 25p in the corner. Which we can soon whip that out, but yeah, definitely not in great shape, this one, is it? Yeah, very, very brittle. Bits of the corners are actually coming off as I'm trying to straighten them out. Yeah, that's probably the worst one we've seen today, I would say. Now we're seeing doubles. This is a huge seller for Pan. Peyton Place, Grace Metalius, the explosive bestseller that made the famous film. And apparently the book is excellent. Apparently. I had a friend who read it many years ago. She said it was excellent, but it is, I believe, one that's aimed at the ladies, I believe. And here's a reprint of it with a different jacket. This is, let's have a look. So when was this one published? This is 59 for the first Pan edition. And this is obviously later, but still the same price, 3 and 6. Look, 1.25 million copies sold in Pan editions alone, it says there. So a big, big seller. It must have been on the back of the movie. And there we are, look, the 15th print in 1965. That's a really nice, bright, tidy copy of that one, isn't it? Really nice white pages. So there we are. So that's all the books we're going to be looking at today. So not a great deal of repairing, but they do definitely all need a brush, and they will also need a darn good polish. So that's what we'll do next. Okay then, so I put the books back in the correct order, and now we'll give them a careful brush, because some of these really are in quite a state. Hopefully we can lighten them up a bit. Big plumes of dust coming off already. Wow. Not so bad on those. I'm just doing them 2 at a time. But look at that one. Wow. Well, what a difference it's made on that one. I mean, that truly was horrific. Another couple of big thickies here. Make sure I do these all in order. I have put them back into order now. We are certainly raising some dust today. These ones are slightly thinner, from about number 25 up. So we're getting less pages for your money. And that's probably why the M series got introduced. Lovely. Right. Let's get the polish out. Right then. Back to number 1. Now some of these are definitely worse than others, that's for certain, but we'll tackle them as they come and do the best job we can, I think is perhaps the only thing we can do with these bad boys. They do very much vary, but on the whole, considering their age, which is, not quite, but almost 70 years old, they're not bad really, are they? All things considered. That's how I like to consider things. Put them in age perspective, and you really do appreciate the condition of these sometimes, Now, because the books are so thick, we haven't actually had so many actual books to deal with today, but that's okay. There's plenty on the history of the channel. So if you want a little bit longer content, it's definitely available. Just check back on the back catalogue, as it were, and you'll get to see it. Well, that's good. It got that little spot up, whatever it was, off the spine here. That's good news. But yeah, I'm currently, last week, you may have seen it, I just started going through my modern first editions. Look at the dirt, we've got 3 books. My modern first editions, fairly modern, shall we say. The ones sort of they're on the slightly older side, There's nothing really there much before 1985, I don't think. But and that was really good. Really enjoyed going through those, and I'm going to be doing another one of those next week, and then the week after that will be more vintage Pan paperbacks, and that will be the order that we do them in at the moment. I'm just having a look to sort of think what we actually have left to do, and we've got more Pelicans to do, that's for certain. We've got some of the more mundane Penguin series, like Penguin Plays, Penguin, you know, the Penguin Part Works, which not Part Works, but like they were like magazines almost, you know, stuff like the Russian Review and Penguin Parade and things like that. New writing, I think we need to do. So that might be an interesting video in itself, in all honesty. You've done all the specials now, but there's like Penguin Scores is another one. I can't remember. I think we've done most of the Puffin books, but honestly, I can't remember. So, although there's a lot of Penguin to do, there's quite a lot of variety within Penguin to do, if that makes sense. So, that's good news. But I'll try and mix it up. And although we've done all the large format hardbacks now, we've got, you know, quite a bit to go through in the world of first edition sort of hardbacks and what have you. So we'll do those. There's also my collection of Judge Dredd graphic novels, which I don't think are too bad, but they've never had a proper clean. But I don't think they're too bad. But I think that would make quite an interesting video. Quite a lot of those to get through. I'd say probably at least 50 books, which is quite cool. But actual paperback wise, we don't have masses left to do beyond the Penguin and Pan. I think we've pretty much licked all the other minor series, I think. By far the most expensive book. We would never think it, but he actually is. That's quite a collectible little Pan book, that. And thankfully one of my better condition ones, more by sheer luck than judgment, you know. It's just the copy that came my way was in nice condition, so I am not complaining. There we are, so that's the first quarter, all done as best I possibly can, and they do look very nice now they've been cleaned. They do look quite fresh. Excellent stuff. Alright, just crack on. No arms, no armour. think there is a far more common version of the Young Lions, but it's got a movie tie-in picture cover on. I think that one's much more common than this one, which is the actual true first, you know, the pan first. But yeah, tough old book to find, that one. In nice condition. Bit of tactical clean in here. Thing is, you just don't want to put too much on, but you've got to put enough on to make a bit of a difference. It needs to be able to clean, doesn't it? Yeah, particularly nice edition copy that really was. But these books are eating the polish, I tell you. Yeah, I know I can get an upgrade of this one. At least I think so. I think I know where there's one. With a bit of luck. Yes. Quite the undesirable, that copy of Jet. It's very much here on borrowed time. Lovely. It's another nice copy actually. There we are, so that's the second lot done. So we are halfway through. Let's pull this pile over here. Slip them in there like so. This is the laminated one. Stick it straight on the book because it's got a really nice glossy cover. Not that there is any real marks on this one. It was a very, very nice copy, all things considered. Dodgy copy, that one. Definitely on the upgrade list. Well, it's a second printing as well. There we are, that's pile number 3. So sadly we are coming to near the end, I'm afraid to say. That's a slightly shorter one than usual because there wasn't quite as many books to actually clean. But hopefully you found them interesting to actually cast your eye over. Obviously over on my other channel I've got lots and lots of other book related content for you to have a look at. Not book cleaning, I do a book cleaning about once a month over on my main channel, but this is obviously dedicated book cleaning. So yeah, as I said, next week we're going to be looking at some more first edition hardbacks. I really enjoyed doing those last week. I hadn't had them out in a long time, and we've got an equally interesting batch to do this time round. But it won't take us too long to get through all of those, and then we've got some more sort of similar, more modern first editions to get through. And then it will be some Penguin books. Or the other way around, whatever is easiest and that I can get to at the time. The state of the cloth. So yeah, if you have enjoyed today's video, obviously, please give it the thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you've not already. The channel is slowly growing. You know, we're well on our way to 1,700 subscribers now, which isn't bad. Obviously, it's nothing compared to the main channel, which is absolutely flying at the moment. I have to say, it's very, very busy over there. We've had a lot of successful videos that have done very well, and the channel just hit 5 million views over there, which is a nice milestone to hit. I think we're on 22 or 23,000 subscribers. Absolutely mental. So do check that out if you haven't already. But yeah, thank you for watching today, And I shall look forward to giving you another book cleaning video in a week's time. Until then, bye.